Welcome back, regretters, to another episode of Regretful Reads. Today may or may not be as regretful as the rest. I am being told this may or may not be on the wholesome side of stories. So maybe no gross stuff. But we'll just have to find out together, huh? Today, we are reading what I like to call the prologue of the Squidbob series. You know, a spiritual beginning to what has blossomed into Claire. This story is entitled, What Is This Feeling I Have? By Derpy Sparks 4. Squidward was walking to the Krusty Krab, to the most annoying job ever, and worst of all, with the most annoying work partner ever. Squidward sighed.
Here we go. Another day to survive work. And him.
Squidward annoyingly said as he gazed into the restaurant, looking at Spongebob, who was already inside, cleaning the floor and chanting, I'm ready to work at the most heavenly place on earth, the Krusty Krab! Spongebob happily said as he picked up the mop and put it back. Squidward took a deep breath.
Okay, maybe if I sneak in, he won't see me,
Squidward thought, as he nodded at the idea he thought of. Squidward saw Spongebob's back turned. This is the chance. Squidward, without hesitation, he ran inside the Krusty Krab, past SpongeBob, and went inside the bathroom.
Okay, I'll be safe in here,
Squidward thought, until he heard a cheerful laugh going into the bathroom.
Oh no,
Squidward thought again. Squidward, I know you're hiding in there, shouted SpongeBob in the bathroom.
Go away, I'm using it,
Squidward lied, trying to make SpongeBob go away. SpongeBob sighed sadly. Okay, SpongeBob simply said as he left the bathroom with a frown on his face. Squidward smiled.
It was that easy?
Squidward said out loud, happily, but then a strange feeling entered him. Something about that sad sigh made Squidward feel bad, in a way he did not understand it, but now wishes SpongeBob was still here.
Maybe I should not have drove him away,
Squidward muttered, feeling bad.
Should I go out there?
Squidward asked himself. Squidward, without thinking again, he went out of the bathroom and into the kitchen where SpongeBob was.
SpongeBob, are you in here?
Squidward asked as he looked around, but not seeing SpongeBob. Then, Squidward heard some faint sobs coming from the corner of the kitchen. Squidward saw the naive young sponge in the corner crying.
SpongeBob, are you okay?
Squidward asked in a worry, and never in Squidward's life he had ever been worried for SpongeBob. But what changed these feelings now? Go away! Leave me alone! SpongeBob shouted with a sniffle. Squidward was surprised SpongeBob had never yelled at him before. Squidward had the urge to stay and comfort SpongeBob, but Squidward wanted to keep his pride.
Well, when you're done having your crying breakdown, I'll be at the register,
Squidward carelessly said as he began to walk away, but only to be stopped by SpongeBob grabbing one of his legs. Please, don't go, SpongeBob whined. The way SpongeBob said that just made Squidward's heart drop. All of his emotions felt numb. He just stood there, frozen, with SpongeBob still holding his leg. Squidward sighed and looked at SpongeBob's baby blue eyes with tears streaming down his cheeks. It made Squidward flinch. Squidward did not like the feeling of seeing SpongeBob crying. It was like nothing but utter sadness. Squidward gently grabbed SpongeBob's hand and pulled it off his leg, and Squidward kneeled down to SpongeBob's level. "What's wrong, SpongeBob?" asked Squidward lowly. SpongeBob stared at Squidward and did a sniffle. "Why do you always want me to go away?" asked Spongebob as he looked down at the floor shyly. Squidward's eyes widened. He'd never been asked this before. All the years Squidward known Spongebob, Squidward thought all Spongebob knew were dumb things and he would never take a hint when Squidward wanted him to go away, but now Spongebob asks this.
Well, I...
Spongebob cuts off Squidward.
I know! You hate me!
Spongebob finished. And now Squidward was shocked Spongebob knew. But how? Spongebob put his head down and began to cry again. Squidward knew deep down he never hated Spongebob, and all the years were wasted with Squidward yelling at him all the time, but was it too late to tell the truth? Squidward wrapped his arms around Spongebob and embraced him in a hug.
I never hated you, Spongebob. I just always have a horrible negative feeling against other people, and I took it out on you. I am sorry,
Squidward finally said as he hugged the sponge harder. Spongebob's eyes softened and looked up to Squidward.
It's okay, Squidward. I never knew. It's just a lot of people say horrible things to me, and when I wake up in the morning, I picture happy faces and rainbows, but I know deep down that's not real. There's nothing but cruelty in the world, and I have to face it. I just have to look at the world in a way, but I see it in horrible things.
Spongebob finished as he looked down sadly. Squidward never thought Spongebob thinked like that, and Spongebob just told it him. Does Spongebob really trust Squidward that much? Squidward's eyes softened.
Spongebob, there's going to be cruel things in this world, but you're lucky always being able to look at things in a happy way. You're so innocent, and you should never lose that,
Squidward said softly. Spongebob looked at Squidward's eyes, sparkling at him. It made Spongebob smile a little. Squidward stood up and reached out for Spongebob's hand. Spongebob giggled and took Squidward's hand and stood up.
Thank you, Squidward,
Spongebob shyly said. Squidward blushed.
No problem,
Squidward said with a grin. After that, Squidward was feeling happy. He never felt depressed after that day. And now Spongebob was filled with joy, taking happy walks around Bikini Bottom every day. Squidward never was really bothered by Spongebob anymore either, because now Squidward understands how Spongebob feels and looks at stuff. Even now, Squidward promised Spongebob to try jellyfishing. And it was not so bad, it was even kind of fun, but sometimes Squidward got stung, but in the end it was nothing but a good laugh. Squidward and Spongebob got along much better. Squidward even invited Spongebob to his house once in a while, and it was just fun, and it made Squidward happy. Squidward was finally free of his stressful life, but replaced with a happy new life with his new best friend Spongebob. Squidward and Spongebob as sitting on a hill in the edge of Jellyfish Fields, watching the sunset.
Wow! The sunset is so beautiful!
Spongebob said happily as he gazed at the sun. Squidward nodded with a blush.
Yeah, it is,
Squidward agreed, but Squidward did not notice his hand trailing off, and soon the hand was placed on Spongebob's. Spongebob took notice to this, and he looked down at their hands holding. Spongebob's cheeks turned pink.
Squidward?
Asked Spongebob softly. Squidward was in his own world until he heard Spongebob's voice. Squidward looked down at their hands holding. Squidward blushed madly.
I am sorry,
shouted Squidward in embarrassment as he was about to take his hand away. Spongebob stooped him and held his tight. Squidward did not even say and looked back at the sunset with a bright red blush on his face. The two stayed quiet for some moments until Squidward spoke up.
Spongebob, I always sorta liked you,
Squidward said with a blush, hoping Spongebob knew what he meant. Spongebob was still quiet. Squidward was just looking at him.
I hope I did not make him upset,
Squidward thought with worry until Spongebob pulled him into a hug.
I like you too, Squidward,
Spongebob shyly said with a pink blush on his face. Squidward felt his heart stop almost when he heard those words. With that, Squidward hugged back. He never felt so happy.
Thank you, Spongebob.
Squidward whispered to him. SpongeBob smiled.
You're welcome.
SpongeBob whispered back as happy tears streamed down SpongeBob's face.
I'm so lucky to have Spongebob as my friend. Or maybe even more,
Squidward thought with a smile. The two continued to hug until the sunset was gone. The end. Oh, man! Wholesome! Oh, boy, what a... I was sweating a little bit. Didn't know what was going to happen. I'm glad that we stopped there. But I have a feeling that this one might end up getting animated. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, if you'd like to support the channel, you can go to patreon.com/regretfulreads or become a YouTube member. Extra videos, more fun, more play, more adventure, more regret. So I'll see you next time. And until then, take care.